What's up guys? In this video I want to talk about non-destructive Boolean management. Now most of you know what a normal map is and how it works. If you don't, a normal map basically allows us to take detail from a high poly mesh that's a bit too dense to use in games, take the detail and bake it onto a low poly version of that object, which is going to look like it has detail on it when in fact the detail is fake. It's a texture. So if you don't know what normal maps are, we'll discuss it all in the course. I assume most of you do, so I'm just going to kind of get on with this little video here. So whenever you're working with hard surface game assets, there's one thing I'd highly suggest you do. I'm going to give a very basic example here. Let's say we have some detail. Maybe we have, and I'm just going to use box cutter to kind of speed up this process, but say you have a Boolean cut here on the top, and we also have it on the other side maybe, and we have a simple bevel. Nothing crazy. Now obviously something like this, maybe we don't pull it so far in, but something like this could actually be baked via a normal map. This detail doesn't really have to be here. So usually what we would do is duplicate this piece, or you might have, first of all, in this case the Boolean's not applied, but oftentimes you will have your Boolean applied like that. So what we'd usually do at the end of the high poly process is we duplicate this piece. This would be our low poly, and to make this low poly, well, we're kind of stuck here. Well, not really stuck, but we have to do a lot of this work manually. If we want to get rid of these cuts, since the Boolean's applied, we have to actually get in here, merge this at the center, take this area, merge this at the center, get in here and dissolve out the excess geometry, and more complex detail like that can be a big pain. So what I'd really recommend doing as much as you can is try to be as non-destructive as possible, because what happens when you leave your Booleans live in the stack, if I undo this, when you leave your Booleans live in the stack here, it's really easy to get a low poly mesh, because when you're ready to go from high poly to low poly, you simply duplicate it and you remove all the Booleans with detail that can be baked. You don't have to deal with merging the geo because this Boolean is still live in the stack, and all you have to do is remove it, and now you have your simple low poly version. So that's the bare bones example of how you do that. We're going to get more into this in the course. I just wanted to give a quick simple video on how I would recommend working, because when you have live Booleans, it's a lot easier to make the low poly because all you have to do is delete those Booleans.